going on, guys? Start off with a beautiful uvia. Bawari bakwararo hima, bawari bakwararo hima, hangavaro we yamane yamane, hangavaro we yamane. Bawari bakwararo hima, hangavaro we yamane yamane, hangavaro we yamane yamane. Bawari bakwararo hima, bawari bakwararo hima, hangavaro we yamane yamane, hangavaro we yamane. Hayawan. So what you're looking at, relatives, is the Dakota Access Pipeline lights that face towards the camp. What's kind of ironically, as soon as that mist comes in, it gives this eerie look of what it looks like there. And as you can see, the lights shoot straight up in the air. It's kind of this pretty beautiful eerie look. So right over that light to the 11 o'clock, officers are sitting up on top of the camp, right above the camp. Earlier I showed a video, a live feed of the officers that sit above the camp now that they've encroached the last child camp that was put up on top by Chase Arenice. And I'm over here in Standing Rock at Sacred Stones Camp, giving you guys a live update, looking at the current view of the Dakota Access Pipeline lights that run 24/7. Even during the day they're on, as long as there's a guy that's his job is to make sure they're running 24/7. They're more powerful than stadium lights. These are so big. They're about the size of stadium lights. The area which I showed today was the bridge. I showed the encroachment of the last child camp by Morton County Police Department that's occupied, and also the military bunker that's up on top of the camp, and the north and east side of the drill pads. Then flew along the pipeline and also showed Turtle Island. Today was a very busy day trying to get squared away on what was going on and what's happening down here in the Dakota Access Pipeline over here in North Dakota. Many of you guys know that I had taken a trip up to Washington, D.C. to partake in a Sister Giant conference and also as a speaker on a panel, which was the opportunity to educate and empower non-native relatives on what is happening down here, and really not focus on really Standing Rock. That was the goal, was to educate and empower about the indigenous people, educate about our history and the movement and what it means to honor the forefathers of this country's promises to the indigenous people. And the result of that is what we're seeing here, as many reservations and homelands of the indigenous people across the United States, is those broken promises leads up to what we're seeing here across the Dakota Access Pipeline. Gives them access across territorial lands of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. The debate goes on the land issues here, and they're going to continue to go. We're hoping that, according to the tribe's update, is they're going to take this into the battlefield of the court system. One of the concerns and of many people as well as myself is that something at this magnitude, what we're seeing here with Dakota Access Pipeline and corporation, especially an international corporation, energy transfer and Dakota Access Pipeline, is that it's not in history. This type of movement is not favored towards indigenous people in the court of law. So that's what our concerns are. There's a total of close to 700 arrests to date, and journalists we know has been arrested, as myself, as Amy Goodman, and as a few days ago, Jenny Monette. I've known Jenny for many years, worked with her up here, actually in Cannonball, about 2005, somewhere around there. We came and worked with the youth down this way in media. So it's you have indigenous media, 2 indigenous media down here that has been arrested. So I'm not sure if she's out. We'll give you an update if she's out. It's so important to have indigenous media down here, especially indigenous women's media, credible indigenous women's media. Jenny's very talented in her work that she does, in documentaries and stories around any country. One of the stories that I know that she's worked on was about Black Indians and what was happening over in the Cherokee Nation. So that is, I'm not sure and too much about what she's done with that story, but that's when I've encountered her when I was going to the University of Kansas up there in Lawrence, Kansas for my master's, and she came up and we did a presentation together up there and on the same panel. She has got her documentary going. So what we're seeing in the front, again, what you're looking at, this is a large magnitude. So it goes all the way across the Lake Owyhee. If I go, I'm gonna pan all the way to those are lights where you see the red blinking light. That's the east pad. So I'm gonna come across to here again to the left, to the west pad. And what I'm sharing and showing you is in real time. This is about a mile long. It is amazing that this is that long. Let me see if I can't turn the lights on, because it's actually unfocused. There we go. I'm turning the lights on. They're probably thinking I'm trying to spotlight them, but you know what we're looking at here is the Dakota Access Pipeline lights. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to, there we go. Okay, right there. There we go. Those are the lights, and I'm trying to lock it in here. The camps, there's so much to report in what's going on in the camps, but they're doing great in cleanup. I did a flyover of Osheti today to show you that the camp is getting cleaned up. You know, as I came into Bismarck, I noticed that the whole river on the left side of the bridge was melted, and you could see water. So, but it is cold right now. It is really, really cold. So, you know, it's hard to say when we see those. But what I'm gonna do is see what the what it reads over here on the let's display the language here to English. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm gonna check to see the temperature outside. And anyone knows how to do the temperature? my car is currently, okay, we're in English. I still can't figure it out here. The weather is changing here, guys. It is cold right now. It's lightly snowing, and that also can be because it's going about maybe 40-mile-an-hour winds. The wind chill is what makes it really, really cold here. But you know what's really amazing is these teepees, they don't even move. The teepees do not move. They're like perfect. The tents and yurts and all that, man, they can get airborne, but these teepees do not move. Military tents as well. So what you're seeing, again, if you're just chiming in, this is the Dakota Access Pipeline security lights that face the camp. They're all aimed towards the camp, but with the mist coming in, the fog, it looks like they're pointing straight up in the air. It's really, really interesting that it does do that. So the bridge, you can see that the barricade has been moved forward again, in a direction towards the camp, about 50 yards. It is now on the other side of the bridge, and from what I've seen from the officer side, is there's dirt all along that road where they had the 3-foot pile of dirt. Looks like they have not swept it off, and they didn't intend to sweep it off. They did remove the barricade, and that was to come across onto towards the Osheti camp. Now, if you look on the footage before where we showed the officers looking right above camp to show the militarized presence of Morton County Police Department. But the interesting part is the side I showed you guys today was the actual Army bunkers that are on the upside of the hill that you can't really see. So they're just completely got that camp. I mean, every one of those vehicles, maybe 75 vehicles, run day and night. They're on, and people that have been arrested and taken across, they note that those vehicles are always on. Every single time somebody is arrested, they say, wow, every single vehicle was running. Where you see the bottom lights is towards the 5 o'clock of the screen. There's a camp over there called Heyoka Camp, and that camp has also been encroached. What they're reporting is that the snowmobiles are coming to the bottom of Sacred Stones as well, and they've been documenting them coming all the way across. And one of the really eerie things is that one of the water protectors, when they were arrested, security, they got their radio, and they get really vulgar comments from the other side, and it's either the police or Dakota Security. The police are the ones that got the radio, but they also chime into frequencies, and they chime into the frequency, but they always give fake news and call and they talk about, they know the moves of the water protectors, because they as well, that's all they do is surveillance. They don't do anything else. Here in camp, they're singing, there's praying, there's community. There's a lot that's going on here at camp. So for the officers, that's all they have to do, is nothing but what they do in their vehicles or in their tents, is nothing but that. So the reports are that they make comments over the radio, they say vulgar things over the radio, and they make false actions over the radio. So it's really eerie to know that, you know, they've been recording it. They've been recording Morton County doing that, or whoever's on the other line making them comments. So they've had to switch several times into different oh, look at that, snowmobiles coming across. That's I'm not sure if those are ours or not. So we'll see if they are. They have no reason to come on this side. So I'm sitting above camp. It is way too cold to be outside of camp right now, and this is where you're looking straight across the camp. You can see on both sides the pipeline. For there, you guys just chiming in, this is the pipeline security looking straight across towards the Osheti and Rosebud and Sacred Stones camp. I'm currently above Sacred Stones camp, so I'll be here for just a few minutes until I go to the other side. Moving. I get a little nervous when I see snowmobiles, because we know that the snowmobiles come across. That's what we do know. And what you just seen is a hill. These hills are kind of steep. So I'm going to show you my brights. That's my brights. These hills are a good size. They're pretty steep here. So, you know, there's what they call is a snatch and grab with these snowmobiles. They come in and they snatch and grab. Bixco earlier gave an interview where he was arrested, and what they did on Turtle Island, which I'll show you guys in a real quick explanation here, is right here. Turtle Island, which is right here, is where he was going this way towards camp. That area where the arrow is at is where he was abducted, literally abducted from his vehicle, he was extracted from his vehicle. His windows were busted out. His vehicle, he said, was boarded like a pirate ship. So if you can get that, he was boarded like a pirate ship. His vehicle windows broken, and he was extracted from the vehicle and taken up here on top of the hill, which is right up here, is where he also noticed that the area was completely, everything was on up there. All the vehicles were on, running. So they call that the snatch and grab, which happens a lot up here. When you could be coming across, and I'll go this way. You could be, this is Turtle Island right here. So you could be walking across, and Sacred Stones is this way. This is Sacred Stones right here. And so you could be just walking along through here in prayer, and they'll come across with their snowmobiles and literally just grab you, zip tie you, and arrest you. And that's what people are getting. So it's a little scary for some people. Me, I'm a big guy. I'll just go limp. They're gonna have to drag me. But you know, I don't do anything to try to get arrested over there. We're trying to report everything here as neutral as possible. And from this side, you can really see a vantage point of both the camps as well as the Dakota Access lights, and then the Morton County Police Department up on the hill protecting the oil pipeline there. There's no denying what we see. It is clear as day, and with the footage today you can see that as well, that they're up there on the mountain protecting the pipeline. The National Guard from the video you've seen earlier today is also protecting the pipeline, and they're on towards the east side, right across from the pad, heading the east side. So that's where you get to see them. On the complete east side, it's just security. There's no military base on the east side. No military presence over there as well. Just here, just on the west side. So the gas line also is completed that they had, and I'm not really sure what that means. If you guys go back in the previous footage from early December, you'll see that they had the gas line dug up, and they have a satellite dish on it, and they're transmitting. Someone's saying that that's where they're transporting the oil, is through the gas line. I can't assume because I don't know anything about it. All I can do is let you know that I did document everything that I'm visually seeing for an expert to go in and look and see. Go back to the footage all the way back from when they did the first opening of the drill pad. Today we showed that the drill is in place. It is there, and the pipes are there. So Dakota Access Pipeline also reported that they had drilled within an inch of the Army Corps land. So they're waiting for the land. They're waiting to get the okay from the Trump administration. Will they get it? I hope not. Let's hope that the EIS is complete, and that's what the tribe is waiting for, and hoping that they will hold that accountable. All right, relatives, this camp is secure. This camp that I'm at is Sacred Stones Camp, and got to speak with a lot of people today about how they felt, and people are still working. You know, they're still taking care of each other. They're still making sure that they have you know, wood, and there's a fire out, there's security out all day long. So it's really something different here. You know, everyone's laughing, and they help at each other. It's really in community. So no matter what, even though that chaos is over there on the other side of the bridge, and you see police coming down, they still are in prayer. They still are working hard, taking care of each other, and making sure that this is a movement out of love. This is a movement out of love for each other, the community, and the water. So all the camps are working hard, and Osheti is the main camp that is really working hard to clean up its area. All right, relatives, I don't know if you can see this one, but we got some vehicles coming across right there. I'm gonna take it off of this spot, and I'm gonna try to zoom in. Let's see what that does. No, that does nothing. That does nothing. Let me see if I can. Okay, right there. That's where vehicles are now pulling in. You can see them on the hill. I wish we could see a lot better. I do apologize. This is not the best here when we're looking at night. But there's vehicles pulling in over there right now, coming into the back, several vehicles, and that could also be shift change. All right, relatives, I'm gonna head out. Just one, this is just a really quick update about what's going on over here in Standing Rock. And every day is a different day here. This is not business as usual. On the other side, we're still seeing militarization of police. We're still seeing them occupied desecrated sacred sites. Turtle Island is a graveyard, a grave site, and sacred site as well. And they're occupying that with their vehicles. We showed you earlier the pipeline, and you can chime in and check those out, as well as the barricade on the bridge, which does prevent emergency vehicles from coming through. Does not prevent Morton County. Like, if you can see that light right there, it's coming here. That light right, that's blinking. They're coming up a back road, and that's above camp. And that's on the road 134. If you look at that 134, that's the road next to 1806. We can give a little map and description of what we're witnessing and the magnitude of the scale of this camp and what you're seeing here at Standing Rock. Sending blessings to all our relatives in the four directions. The Pijatumia, Danishta Hayadua Mogui, Danishta Hay Pija Punii Shunami. Sending good thoughts with good words and good spirit. Nanishta Hay Papijapa Pumiara. Sending blessings to our water. And also, you know, one of the things that a group of us did over there in Sister Giant was send blessings to Morton County. And right now we're going to send blessings to the mercenaries and the Dakota Access workers and the Morton County Police Department and all the National Guard and people that are over there, sending blessings and prayers for their water. Sending prayers for the water that they drink, the water that they get their children at night or in the morning time. Sending blessings to them and their families in a good way. The Pijatumia. Aho.